G'day YouTube, my name's Lance. Welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report. Well, 20 to 27 with showers today. So, yeah, a little bit humid. The sun's, oh look, it's not even 6:30 yet. The sun's coming up and it's a little bit warm, but look, that's all right. Yeah, can't complain too much. We went away to Bendemeer, to the Fergie muster for the last couple of weeks. And I didn't know if I could get a stew out last week or not, but by the time, wherever I ended up, it just sort of didn't quite work. And then we parked up a little bit and I thought I'd get a bit done. But by the time I answered emails and messages and all that sort of thing, yeah, I thought bugger editing videos, I'll just bloody sort something else out next week. So, but look, it was a great show. We went down, Judy and I went there a little bit early, and I think we got down there on a Wednesday because on the show it said Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the grey Fergie muster, and so we thought we'd make a little bit of a break out of it, and we left Tuesday, and we were going to break the trip up, you know, instead of driving all the way down, which it turned out to be, look, somewhere around 950 kilometres down to the show. And we thought we'd break it up, and I had a little caravan park in Warwick worked out, and we're running a bit ahead of schedule, so we pulled up at the bottle shop. and when you come through Warwick, you sort of go through town a bit, then you turn left to head south towards Armidale and Glen Innes and things like that. So little bottle shop on the corner. Pulled up there and we saw a sign that said Leslie Dam. So I said to Jude, look, we've got a bit of time up our sleeve. Instead of going straight to the caravan park, how about we head out to Leslie Dam and have a look, because it was 13 kilometres. So off we went, trailer in tow with tractor on the back. And yeah, we got out to Leslie Dam, and the main, it had a caravan park out there, and then as you, pardon me, you have the wall, then you turn left to where the caravan park is, but the caravan park is up halfway up a rise sort of thing, and to get to the dam, you actually have to cross the road, then go say, 50 metres, something like that, and it's through bush. It's got little tracks in them. Didn't look real appealing to me, and but anyway, a bit further on there's a little campground. It's a council campground called Welsh Pool Reserve, and you go out the end of the road, T intersection, turn right. Well, what a bloody beautiful spot. Yeah, we had to talk to the lady, and I said, yeah, can we camp tonight? And she said, yeah, no worries. So we picked a place up sort of near the amenities, but I could unhook the trailer and set it up near our camp sort of thing, and look down over the water. And we're sort of back a bit. There was people between us and the water, but it was still a lovely place. And I think we had about a dozen kangaroos around the camp of a night, and yeah, a lot of bird life and things like that. And Jude could sit and watch bird life day in, day out. It's just one of her things she likes doing. So so anyway, we're sitting there talking about it on the way down, and we said, yeah, on the way home, let's go back there. And Judy's birthday was on the 22nd, and which was last Tuesday, I think that would be. And yeah, I'm chewing gum of all things. And we said, how about we just have a lay day for her birthday and just chill out and do nothing. So that went into the plan. So anyway, after the camp at Leslie Dam at Welsh Pool Reserve there, we got talking to an old bloke, Dave, and everyone calls him Buffy, and he collects a few glasses and all that, and you know, cans, soft drink cans and all off the bins, and they let him do it. He cleans it out for recycling, and normally after a weekend the bin people come Tuesday, so he's got Monday to rummage through the bins and sort all the bottles out and, you know, get the recycling thing happening. And he often pays for his rent there. With that, he was telling us, so how cool is that? But anyway, they call him, his mates call him the bin chicken. So, but yeah, look, hell of a nice fella. And so we left there on the Tuesday and headed down to Brendamere. And so I was talking to Wayne at the Brendamere caravan park. It says tourist park, but it's a caravan park. Look, it does the job. It's very basic. When I rang him about 8 weeks before the show, 6 or 8 weeks, in there somewhere, and asked him what accommodation, did he have any cabins or anything like that, and he said no, they only had 1 or 2 and they were all snapped up early in the piece. And I said, what about a site? I said, can we, I might pop in and camp a few nights there if that's okay. And he said, oh yeah, we'll fit you down the back corner there somewhere. He says, we've got plenty of room down the back. And so I didn't think about it anymore. And we drove down to Brendamere. It was probably 5 hours or something from Warwick, 5 or 6 hours from Warwick, and pulled into the caravan park, and I went in and said, oh, you're Wayne? And he says, yes. Oh, g'day Wayne, I'm Lance, was talking to you a couple of weeks back. And he said, have you got a proper booking? And I said, you sort of didn't say that. You said, just come and see you when I got to town, and there'd be somewhere down the back. And he'd say, well, mate, if you haven't got a proper booking, we got nowhere for you. And I said, oh, really? I said, when I was talking to you, you said, there's always a bit of room down the back. No, mate, he says, we're all booked out. You're going to have to go somewhere else. And I thought, oh, you prick. No. So went back into the car and said to Judy, I says, told her what's going on. She says, really? I says, yeah. But I said, when I spoke to him on the phone, and he said, how long ago was that? And I said, 6 or 8 weeks ago. No, mate, if you haven't got a booking, you've got to go somewhere else. And it sort of pissed me off out of it. So, oh well, fair enough. And so then we thought, oh, what are we going to do now? Because, it's a small town, and it's a pretty big do for a small town. And I'd rung the pub earlier to see if there was any pub rooms, but they could give me a room Thursday, but not Friday. And they were booked out well in advance as well. So I thought, well, we'll go to where the muster is and see if there's anyone there. So we went round there, and there's Winston and a couple of other blokes, and they were putting a few star pickets in and a gate and all that. So I pulled up and had a yarn with them. And Winston was the bloke that started it off years ago, giving his Fergie. When his Fergie turned 50, he decided to give it a birthday. And he was talking to his son about it, and he said, well, instead of just having a birthday for me tractor, how about we invite all of Australia? So off they went, and that's how it happened. So talking to Winston, and he said, look, he said, just go and camp near those amenities. And for those that have been there, that you've got like a top section with a tennis court and amenities, and then there's quite a good little bank there, then a flat, then another little drop to the river. And he said, look, if you're happy to, he said, just camp up the top near the amenities there, then we'll sort you out tomorrow. And I said, yeah, all right, that'd be great. So we unhooked the trailer and had a bit of a camp up near the amenities and had a bit of a look out over. But I did a bit of a stuff up. I parked behind a couple of big trees, and as the sun come up, we were in the shade still, and the sun was coming up, and all the awnings were damp, just from condensation. I think he said we're 880 metres, it's over 800 metres above sea level up there, so it's certainly different weather to what we're used to in Bundaberg. And so yeah, we had a good camp, and next morning when Winston come over for a yarn and had a bit of a chat, they had the council there doing a few little jobs, and he said, come for a walk. He says, we'll get you sorted out. And I said, oh, beauty. There's room to camp, because never having been there before, I didn't know that people camped along the river down there. I a few people I asked said, oh, you can camp down at the Rodeo grounds, but that's a long way when you, when you've got to get back for functions and things. So, well, we went down the bottom, and the McDonald River goes through right next to it there. And there's a little spot. He says, you want to camp there? Well, it was the most beautiful little spot. And we had grass. We had a little tree there next to us. We had grass there. I could park the trailer down out of the road next to us, down the side. And look, we would have been 30 foot, 40 foot from the river maybe. Yeah, well, my shed's, 30 foot from the river maybe. And the river, up in Queensland, we'd call it a creek. But yeah, the river's probably 20 feet wide. Yeah, probably 20, 30 feet wide maybe at the widest. But it's very shallow, but it was running all the time, and it was just a beautiful little spot. And best camping spot there, I reckon. Geez, it was nice. And they ended up bringing porta potties down, porta job site toilets, and that down for the bottom. And Judy and I, in our setup, we have an arm that comes out under one of our awnings, and we have a full ensuite with a toilet and shower that we pop up there. So we did that for our convenience. It's all right for us blokes, but yeah, for Jude to hop up overnight or something like that, we had a toilet just close by. And often the portable toilets, they become a bit of a mess at shows, and Jude sort of never looks forward to going to them. She said, you've got to spend half an hour cleaning up before you can do anything. So, but look, it was nice. Look, the toilet stayed lovely and clean. The fellas from Kangaroo come and camped, and they were just near us there. And yeah, so look, it was just a great show in general. We ate we wandered up to the pub, and we ate at the pub every evening. And so yeah, we could travel light. The pub was like 300 or 400 metres away from where our camp was, maybe. So we just stroll up there of an afternoon, have a few beers. Jude would have those James Squire alcoholic ginger beers, and they're not bad. And yeah, every evening we had a meal, so we spent some money in the town, and yeah, look, had a great time. Look, as a credit to them, the work that Winston and Ann put into that thing, and their helpers. They have a team of helpers, locals, I presume, and they all put in a big effort. Talking to Winston and Ann on Monday morning, we drove out Monday morning, we were just packing up, and they whizzed in because they hadn't caught up with us the night before, and they were worn out. Yeah, they had a good show. They had 120 tractors and 30 Land Rovers at the show. And look, it was just a great social occasion. I nearly got lockjaw from bloody talking. Yeah, it was. We met just a lot of great people, like-minded people. Some people have watched the channel, like Jeff and Gary and all those fellas, that they watched the channel for ages, and we actually got to meet them, say good day, and have a wander around and a look at a few things. But yeah, look, all in all, it was a great show. The trouble with that and being Bundy Bear and Bundy Bear's Shed was trying to get some bloody footage of anything was just a bloody, yeah, it was a non-event really. I had 6 goes at actually trying to walk up and down, getting some, pictures of the tractors, a bit of footage of the tractors, and someone had always grabbed me, oh Lance, come and have a look at this, do this or something like that, and it was just hard work. Well, not hard work, it's just, it was a good social occasion, but yeah, for filming and all that, it wasn't that good. On probably would have been Thursday afternoon, some trekkers from down south come through, and we went out into the highway and met them at the town limits near the sign, and come back into town with those fellas. The next day, the tractor trekkers from Coffs Harbour come through, but I was helping people do stuff. Time to go, I was halfway through it, so the other crew run out and did a bit of a trek and come in with them. But on Sunday, when they were heading off again, Sunday or Monday, yeah, Sunday, when they were heading off again, yeah, we went out past the town there and give them like a guard of honour and waved tatters and all that. I did get footage of that on my phone. How the phone footage works in with the other footage, I don't know. We'll just see. The little TEA 20, look, it worked. It was faultless, as you'd expect. Yeah, I wouldn't have took it away if I thought it was going to be troublesome at all. And it was just a it was just a great weekend, good feeling weekend. So we came home. What time we got home? Thursday. On the way home, we stopped at Leslie Dam again at this Welshpool caravan park, and Jude reckons it was a great birthday. She said we had nothing to do, no lawns to mow, no jobs, because those who live on a couple of acres, you know that there's always something to do. And so yeah, we just hung about. Then on the Wednesday, we called into Mergen at my friend Mick and Margaret's place. They've been friends for 40 years. 40 years anyway, and we called in and spent the evening with them and just camped in their paddock, and had a catch up with Mick, and yeah, went on a bit of adventure. When we got there, Margaret says, oh, Mick and Ben are heading down to Linville to pick up a caravan. So I rang Mick and said, what are you doing? And he said, oh, what, you want to come? I said, yeah, all right, because we'd already been driving for 4 or 5 hours for the day, but another couple won't hurt. And so they whizzed in and picked us up at Mick's place, and then we headed down to Linville, and Ben found a little caravan, and yeah, a little pop-top caravan for his family. They've got a daughter, then a little fella that's wouldn't be 12 months old yet. So we went down and picked up this caravan, and yeah, it needs a lot of work, but the price was right, so we did a trip down there and came back again, and stayed the night and had a barbie and a beer, then come home the next day. So that got us back into town on Thursday, and Jude was keen to get back into town, as a lot of the bills in Australia, you've got to start paying them on the 25th. And so she shot into work Friday to pay the bills, and I jumped on the mower. And so after being away for 10 days, fortnight in this weather, I mowed everything. I mowed around the sheds and the house yard and all that before we went away. And well, the grass, unreal. So I jumped on, did all the mowing, except just around the shed here, because I'm working out here at the moment and it just doesn't suit me to do it. But then the paddock had grown. So before we went away, I wanted to slash the paddock, but I couldn't because it was too damp. But we'd had a bit of a dry spell while it was away, and things dried out enough. So I spent Friday, Saturday, Sunday working in the paddock. Got a bit of hard work, nearly knocked the arse out of me. And I got a dicky knee on a good day, and holy dooly, she's playing up at the moment. So I got the paddock slashed, or 3 parts of the paddock slashed, and where we did all the clearing down the fence line there, I could finally get a tractor down there. So I got the John Deere loader down into there. I've pushed a couple of trees up, and I chain them to the bucket, then bring them up to the pile out in front of the shed here, and then I get the chainsaw into it, and we're chopping it into firewood length things that fit in our fireplace and our barbecue stuff, our wood stuff up at the pool room. And it just seems silly to have all that timber there, then just chuck it in a pile and burn it. So it's going to take a lot longer, but I'm chopping it up, and we're having a nice wood pile, and we'll let it dry out for a year or two, and we'll go from there. So I've still got some down there, and we got a few showers through yesterday, so I didn't do too much on that yesterday, but we've certainly been busy with it, just outside and around the yard, and doing the roundup run, and just getting the place back manageable, so it looks like someone actually lives here. So not much time in the shed, that's for sure, but look, we'll get there. The trailer, now I checked all the bearings on the trailer, and when I got down to the first place at the camp at Leslie Dam the first day, well, on the trailer you undo the hook and you pull the handle up. Well, I couldn't get the bloody thing off. And I thought, God, what's going on here? So there's a little nut, a lock nut, an anti-rattle screw sort of thing. So I undone that and backed it off, and I still had to pop a little bar up under it just to get it to clear. And I thought, oh, not to worry. And so when we come to go down to Bendemeer, the trailer just hooked on, and I adjusted the screw a little bit, and away we went, and no worries at all. When I got down there, I knew it was bumping a little bit on the way down there, but I thought, oh, look, one day, 4 or 5 hours, we'll put up with it and we'll get there. And when we got there, lifted the thing out, I pulled the handle up, the trailer come off, no worries. Went to put it back on, no worries, away we went. And we got back up to Welshpool at Leslie Dam for Jude's birthday, and I couldn't get the bloody trailer off again. I'm thinking, what's going on here? And I could get the lever, I had to put a lever under the handle to force it out, to get it out. So I worked out while I was there, so, you know, we had a lay day, so I had to fiddle. And yeah, the little screw, the anti-rattle screw had broken. And what was happening, the head of that was sitting right down, and that's what was jamming everything up. But it had actually broken in the housing inside. So I backed it off enough that I could get the, I always carry a spare tow ball. One time the old man and mum were heading out caravanning, and they got out to Mooney and pulled up the, you know, book a park sort of thing. He drove off and the tow ball broke and the caravan hit the deck. Lucky it didn't happen at 100 kilometres an hour. So I've carted one since for some reason, just some silly shit you do. And so I had a tow ball there, so I adjusted it all so I could get the tow ball in and out. And I left the trailer on at Mick's. Then when I got home here, I had trouble getting it off again. The screw would sort of work down over the trip. And yeah, I had to actually lever the handle up, but then I sheared the lever off. It had a soft steel pin in it where the handle is, and I sheared that off, getting it off. But anyway, I got the trailer off, so I said to Jude, up this. I'm not putting up with this bullshit. I went down to Road Tech Marine yesterday morning and grabbed a new trailer hitch, 3.5 tonne trailer ball socket for the trailer. So I got that fitted yesterday afternoon. So that's, yeah, look, that's a good thing. The trailer's ready. It's all fixed, ready to go again. So this next weekend on the Saturday, we're going to Gigi, which is about 30 k's north of Bundaberg, up near Avondale. And before you get to Avondale is a Gigi Hall and Sports Ground on the right. And the Yesteryear Vintage Machinery Club, they're having a weekend up there. So being local, we should support local stuff. So I'm thinking I'm just going to put the 135 on the trailer and take that up just for the day. That way I can still get stuff done over the weekend and I'm not bogging myself right down. But yeah, go and support them. Then the weekend after, the Friday and Saturday, which would be 7th or 8th or something like that, we have Agro Trend in town here. Okay, the camera just went bloody flat. I could see the little light flashing up there, so I thought I better have a quick swap out and go from there. So yeah, Agro Trend, our club, the Rum City Vintage Machinery Club, we're putting on a display Friday and Saturday at Agro Trend. So yeah, it's nice and handy to me. So I'm going to take the TEA, the gold one, the 135, and possibly the John Deere. It's not a long way to go, and I can just roll the tractors off, then whiz home, grab a new one. So it's only like 5 kilometres from home. So pardon me. So it's nice and easy to do. So we'll pop a couple of tractors in there. The gold tractor, I've got a water pump for it now. We were having trouble getting water pumps for a little while, and Goldie, I can just hear it rattling a little bit, so I don't want to use it too much, but it'll certainly be good enough to get onto the trailer and up there, but we won't be doing grand parades and that with it, and I haven't got time to change it out just at the moment, so we're just catching up with a bit of stuff. All these pots here, oh, I'll tell you what, on eBay, you can buy a little adapter. I've showed you this before. And you can buy a little adapter, just the bottom bit, not the light. You can buy a little adapter that slides on a Makita battery, and I see them for Milwaukee batteries and all that sort of thing. And the reason this is there is, at the moment, shift my little chair here. At the moment, I'm doing a couple of carbies up here for people, and I can pop it up there and shine it down on the bench, and you have really good light. So I've just charged that one up. So look, they're a great thing. If you have a 3D printer, you can certainly 3D print them. But boy, they're a handy thing. And I just hopped on eBay and just bought a single I've got, oh, there's another one here somewhere that's got it's a big LED, but it's a bit big. This one here on a 3 amp hour battery, look, it lasts hours and hours and hours. And I also use them on the lathe. I've got a shelf above the lathe, and they're just a great little portable light. And I take them camping, I take them cooking, I take them everywhere. They're just a good thing. But in these pots here, I have some carbies, and a bloke contacted me a while ago and said, was I interested in doing a couple of carbies for him? And I said, oh, I suppose I could, as long as you're not in a hurry. I'm going away and all that sort of thing. So Jude rings me on Friday at work, and she said, there's 3 boxes here from John, bloke John. And I said, oh, is that right? And I said, oh, I don't know. She says, what did you buy? And I said, oh, I can't remember. And, so I said, oh, I think they must be carbies, but I said, I don't think there'll be 3 boxes of them. And she said, oh, well, I'll bring them home. So she brought them home, and yeah, he'd asked me, messaged me and said, oh, I've got a couple of farm oil carbies, would you be interested? And I said, yeah, I suppose, help people out sort of thing. I'm doing Fergie carbies again too, for those interested. Yeah, the Fergie carbies are like $600 now, and I can put a kit through for less than half of that normally. So anyway, see how that works. So yeah, these 3 boxes, the farm oils had a different type fuel lift pump, transfer pump, and so I opened up these boxes, and this is just the F12 stuff. So I've got an F12 carby plus the lift pump to do, and a farm oil AM carby plus the fuel lift pump to do, and another 3 carbies. So there's 5 carbies and 2 fuel pumps I've got to try and get through. So I've got this one apart. This is the early lift pump that the diaphragm is screwed on, not peened on. So I've got this all apart, and yeah, we're going to clean up, see what comes in the kit, and get all them going. So there's the afternoons for the next couple of weeks sorted out. Each item gets its own pot, and it never leaves that pot. Yeah, as I bead blast these things, they get bead blasted, they get taken to the parts washer and washed in kerosene, in the LSA degreaser, and then blown out, blown dry, and sprayed with CRC. Then on assembly, each orifice and all that gets blasted with carby cleaner and just air. And sometimes on some of these, I should be able to do a little run with the ultrasonic cleaner just to make sure. But I've got a little butterfly shaft there, and the screw's broken off in there. So I've actually got to hop in there and grind this down. So anyway, so that will keep me busy. Today, without fail, because I came home, and you come home and you think, oh, I've got 4 days yet, I'll just bloody do this and do that before I hop back into the 65, clear the jobs. But I've spent 3 days so far just outside in the paddock, picking up sticks, pushing logs on the chainsaw, doing the firewood, and trying to clean up and mow and all that sort of thing. So here it is Monday, on the last day before I've got to go back tomorrow, and I'm pushing for time, but nothing unusual there, and it's just how it works. Hey, Sansa, copping up? Oh yeah, no, you can just, yeah, you should look at the camera now and then. Yeah, off you go, good girl. And so yeah, today the injectors are going back in the block, and we're pulling the 65 engine out without fail, and with the gantry I can get it over the other side, grab the forklift and bring it around and give it a good pressure clean. So hopefully, so today's episode, I'm hoping to get the engine out, pressure cleaned, and I've got great light over here now, just to this side of me, and yeah, I can pull it apart. I've got good lighting for the cameras. I've got the engine stand ready to go, so I'll probably have to make up some bolts or something like that. If you remember, I've got the old engine stand that I had the 3-cylinder Perkins in for the 135 6-speed video. It's got the 23C still on it that I haven't done anything to for ages. But this new Hare and Forbes engine stand, I'd like to get it set up and just check it out, make sure it's okay. So, all right, look, I better stop flapping my gums. Yeah, great week away. Now we're back to reality. I don't know, I may even get called into work yet. Nicole's on a rostered day off, and Ross messaged us last night that him and his wife have got a bit of gastric going on, and so we're not sure. We have a new bloke, Mitch. He's, you know, you can't just chuck him in the deep end, you've got to go steady. He's keen enough, but just, yeah, we've got to make sure everything's right. So, so a bit short-staffed in there today, so I said to Jude, if you need us, give us a yell and I'll probably go and help. But I'm hoping I don't have to. Yeah. See how we go. All right, that's it. Thanks for dropping by, everyone. Pardon me, I'm just going to try and put a video out after this one. Like, it'll probably be Kangaroo Stew Part 2 maybe. And I'm just going to get the little bits of footage. Jude took some, I took some's phone, some's GoPro. It's just whatever worked with us at the time. But like I say, I had real trouble. As soon as I got a camera out, I had trouble, people talking. And one old fella, and he must have come and talked to me 15 times over the weekend. Oh, I just got to tell you such and such, which is fine. Like, it's great. But when you got the camera there, they don't sort of understand that as soon as they start talking, you got to stop right there, and because you can't go filming along with people talking about a bloody wheelbarrow. All right, I'll shut up. Stay tuned. Have a good week, everyone. Stay safe. Oh, my young bloke Tim's got COVID, so he should be over that soon, hopefully. So we're not going to see him, bugger him. And we'll try and stay healthy ourselves. Catch you later, eh? And we got the trailer back out the front here, and that's the new hitch I've put on it. So, yeah, that's a good thing. 3,500 kilos, and yeah, it's got a nice, it's nice and thick in through the body here, a bit thicker than the old one was. But that's all adjusted up. So, yeah, come tractor show shortly, I should be ready to go. And I lost one of my little D-shackles buggering around in the paddock. I've had this behind the TEA 20 picking up branches and that, so when we come around here, this is where a bomb went off. Looks like where a bomb went off. But what the idea is, I bring the trees up with the loader, I chop the big root balls off them, push them up into the heap there, then over the other side we have all the tops and all that I need to push up into the heap as well. And the wood is going amongst the trees here. It'll probably be 2 or 3 wide by the time we're finished, and we just need to get the wood dry, really, let it dry out for a couple of years, because they were living trees when we knocked them over. So, oh, I better zoom back out again. So yeah, the old John Deere, God, she's been earning its keep. But you can see in there I've been all the roots and that, but yeah, I'm chopping firewood and loading firewood in between doing other things. Well, I've got nothing to do, but yeah, you can see some of the roots and that here. So hey, there'll be a big bonfire here one night, I reckon. Well, I got there. The engine is out of the 65. I've got it on the gantry up here, so we're going to lift him up, slide him over this tractor wheel, get him out the back where the forklift can pick him up. And first thing for this is a bloody big bath. It's very dirty.